আপ ডাউন কোনটা দিয়ে এটা দিয়ে শুরু করবো Good morning. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to today's first lecture. I am Dr. Fauzia Subhan, Associate Professor from the Department of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation. Hope by the grace of Almighty you are all having good days. Actually we almost finished all the lectures, but still as the lecture is continuing, so we have to select some topics for you for our lecture. Today I will discuss a small topics. It will not take much more time, but it is very important for our daily life, that is daily general practice. In your general practice, that is today our topic, the name of our topic is peripheral neuropathy. In your daily practice, you obviously face this sort of problem because most of the patients come to you with the complaints of some this type of complaints like burning hands and feet, cold coming hands and feet, or any tingling sensation or numbness. Tingling means in Bangla it means jhinjhin kora, and numbness means both shakti na thaka. This sort of complaint, every patient have this sort of complaints. It may be due to any disease, it may be due to any trauma, or it may be due to any systemic illness. So today I will discuss this topic, peripheral neuropathy. Now come, what is peripheral neuropathy? The name of the condition tells you a bit about what is it. Peripheral means beyond. In this case, beyond the brain and the spinal cord. Beyond the brain and the spinal cord. Neuro is related to nervous, and pathy means disease. Now definition. Peripheral neuropathy is damage to nerves of the peripheral nervous system, which may be caused either by diseases or by trauma to the nerve or the side effect of any systemic illness. As I told you before, the peripheral neuropathy may be due to disease or trauma or due to the complications of systemic illness. Peripheral neuropathy is a group of disorders in which there is numbness, tingling sensation along the distribution of peripheral nerve except optic nerve. Optic nerve is not peripheral, it is centrally placed, so it will be discussed from these symptoms. Peripheral neuropathy then is a group of disorders in which there is numbness and tingling sensation along the distribution of the peripheral nerves. The peripheral nerves makes up an intricate network that connects the brain and the spinal cord to the muscle, skin and internal organ. Peripheral nerves comes out of the spinal cord and are arranged along lines in the body called dermatomes. Damage to these nerves interrupt communication between the brain and the other parts of the body and can impair muscle movement, prevent normal sensation in the arms and legs, and cause pain. Neuropathy can affect nerves that control muscle movement, that is motor nerve, those that detect sensations such as coldness or pain, sensory nerve, and it can affect internal organs such as the heart, blood vessels, bladder, and intestine. So when the motor nerve affect, there will be problem in the muscle movement, and when the sensory nerve affects, there will be coldness or pain. And when the internal organ, if heart, blood vessel, bladder, intestines are affected, that is autonomic neuropathy. We will discuss this later. Neuropathy that affects internal organ is called an autonomic neuropathy. What are the types? Peripheral neuropathy are common especially among the people over the age of 55. The condition affects 3% to 4% of people in this group. There are several kinds of peripheral neuropathy that stem from a variety of causes. They range from carpal tunnel syndrome, an injury common after chronic repetitive use of hands and wrists such as computer users, to Guillain-Barré syndrome, a rare sudden paralysis. I think you are all know what is Guillain-Barré syndrome. This condition is very important for your exam. Now, one type is mononeuropathy. Mono means single nerve, single. Damage to a single peripheral nerve is called mononeuropathy. Physical injury or trauma, such as from an accident, is the most common cause. Prolonged pressure on the nerve caused by extended period of being sedentary, such as sitting in a wheelchair or lying in a bed, or continuous repetitive motions can trigger mononeuropathy. Carpal tunnel syndrome is the most common form of mononeuropathy. In the hand, there is carpal tunnel syndrome. In the foot, there is tarsal tunnel syndrome. These are all the common example of mononeuropathy. In carpal tunnel syndrome, median nerves are affected. Uh, Now, polyneuropathy. When single nerve affects, that is known as mononeuropathy. When multiple nerve affects, that is known as polyneuropathy. When many peripheral nerves throughout the body malfunction at the same time. Polyneuropathy can have a wide variety of causes, including exposure to certain toxins, poor nutrition, particularly vitamin B deficiency, and complications of disease such as cancer or kidney failure. One of the most common forms of chronic polyneuropathy is diabetic neuropathy, a condition that occurs in people with diabetes, type 2 diabetes. Though less common, diabetes can also cause mononeuropathy are often characterized by weakness of eye or the weakness of thigh muscle. These are the most common symptoms of polyneuropathy: tingling, numbness, loss of sensation in the arms and the legs. I'm moving to previous slide. So the mononeuropathy actually commonly occurs due to the disease, due to the accident or trauma. And polyneuropathy actually it's a condition depends due to certain toxins, poor nutrition, or disease, complications of disease. Now another term, that is mononeuritis multiplex. What does it mean? Individual non-contiguous nerve trunks, either partially or completely, evolving over days to years and typically presenting with acute or subacute loss of sensory and motor functions of individual nerves. The pattern of involvement is asymmetric. Mononeuritis multiplex may also cause pain, which is characterized as deep aching pain that is worse at night and is frequently in the lower back, hip, or leg. In people with diabetes mellitus, mononeuritis multiplex is typically encountered as acute unilateral severe thigh pain followed by anterior muscle weakness with loss of knee reflex. This condition is known as metatarsal. That is such a. I just forgot. Meralgia paresthetica. That this condition, that is mononeuritis multiplex, is typically encountered as acute unilateral severe thigh pain followed by the anterior muscle weakness and loss of knee reflex. This condition is known as meralgia paresthetica. Electrodiagnostic study will show multifocal sensory motor axonal neuropathy. It is caused by or associated with several medical conditions, that is diabetes mellitus, vasculitides. In vasculitides, there is polyarteritis nodosa, Wegener's granulomatosis, and Strauss syndrome. Immune-mediated disease like rheumatoid arthritis, lupus erythematosus, that is SLE, systemic lupus erythematosus, and sarcoidosis. Infections, that is leprosy, Lyme disease, and HIV, amyloidosis, and cryoglobulinemia. Now come autonomic neuropathy. Autonomic neuropathy is a form of polyneuropathy which affects the non-voluntary non-sensory nervous system, that is autonomic nervous system, affecting mostly the internal organs such as bladder muscle, the cardiovascular system, the digestive tract, and the genital organs. These nerves are not under a person's conscious control and function automatically. Most common autonomic neuropathy is seen in the person with long-standing diabetes mellitus, both in type 1 and in type 2. Autonomic neuropathy is one cause of malfunction of the autonomic nervous system. The signs and symptoms of autonomic neuropathy includes the following. If it attacks urinary bladder, there will be bladder incontinence or urine retention. If it attacks gastrointestinal tract, there will be dysphagia, abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, malabsorption, fecal incontinence, gastroparesis, diarrhea, constipation. For cardiovascular system, there will be bradycardia or tachycardia, orthostatic hypotension, inadequate increase of heart rate on exertion. Others area, that is hypoglycemia, unawareness, genital impotence or sweat disturbance. Now come neuritis. Neuritis is a general term for inflammation of nerve or the general inflammation of the peripheral nervous system. Symptoms depends on the nerves involved, but may include pain, paresthesia, that is pin and needle sensation, paresis, that is weakness, hyposthesia, that is numbness, anesthesia, paralysis, wasting, and disappearance of the reflex. What are the causes? Physical injury. One of the common cause of neuritis and subsequent inflammation of the nerve in the toe is the wearing of high-heel shoe or ill-fitting shoe that bind the toes painfully. This can cause temporary numbness and pain in the affected toes for several days. That is metatarsal there. Infection. In infection, there is herpes simplex, shingles, leprosy, Guillain-Barré syndrome, Lyme disease. Chemical injury, radiation. These all are the causes of neuritis. Underlying condition that can cause a neuritis, that is diphtheria, localized injury, diabetes. Underlying the condition that cause polyneuritis, that is affecting of multiple nerves, that is beriberi, that is vitamin B1 deficiency, vitamin B12 deficiency, vitamin B6 excess, metabolic disease, diabetes, herpes zoster, hypothyroidism, porphyria, infections, bacterial and other viral cause due to viral infection, autoimmune disease, especially multiple sclerosis, cancer, alcoholism, Waterberg migratory sensory neuropathy. These all are the rare cause of polyneuritis. What will be the sign symptom? I previously told that there will be tingling, numbness, pain, paresthesia, anesthesia, sensory loss. These are actually the signs and symptoms. Now come see, in terms of sensory function, there are commonly loss of functions. Symptoms will be include numbness, tremor, gait abnormalities, and gain of functions. That is, symptoms include tingling, pain, itching, crawling. Skin can become hypersensitive. When motor nerve involved, there will be weakness, tiredness, heaviness, gait abnormalities, pain in the muscle, that is myalgia and cramps. So, actually, in short, if I brief you, that is, when sensory nerve involvement, there will be tingling, numbness, tremor, gait abnormality. And when motor nerve will be involved, there will be weakness, tiredness, heaviness, gait abnormality, and pain in the muscle or cramp. On physical examination, commonly have distal sensory or motor and sensory loss, may show focal sensory disturbance or weakness, such as in mononeuropathy. Ankle jack reflex is classically absent in peripheral neuropathy. This is important, that is, ankle nerve will be lost. These are the list of some drugs that can cause peripheral neuropathy. Among these, for cardiovascular agent, that is amiodarone, hydralazine, and statins. Statin, that is, in cardiac patient, they are using atorvastatin or rosuvastatin. These are for long time. This may cause peripheral neuropathy. Chemotherapeutic agent, there are some chemotherapeutic agent, that is cisplatin, thalidomide, vincristine, some anti-infective agent, that is chloramphenicol, isoniazid, nitrofurantoin, ethambutol, that is anti-TB drugs, metronidazole, and others, that is gold, These drugs are not actually used, but colchicine sometimes used for the patient of hyperuricemia, acute gouty attack, and phenytoin. These are the anti-epileptic drugs. You should know the list because then in your practice you will find some patient having this sort of drugs having for a long time. And that if you do not know the name of this drug, how can you identify or how can you diagnose the case? For this, you need to know this some agents, common agents that can cause peripheral neuropathy. Now come to the investigation. Very generally, we obviously when a patient comes, we do some hematological investigation, that is CBC, complete blood count with ESR. For especially we peripheral neuropathy, we can do vitamin B12 assay or folate assay. Then urine, serum, urea, electrolytes, calcium, creatinine, serum lipids, that is serum lipids, lipoproteins, and cryoglobulins. Some liver function test, glucose tolerance test, hemoglobin A1C. These are commonly done. Then thyroid function test. If you think about multiple myeloma or something like that, then you can do plasma protein electrophoresis, urinary Bell-Jones protein, and other graphical occult blood test. Now come to the treatment. Many treatment strategies for peripheral neuropathy are symptomatic. Some current research in animal models has shown that neurotropin 3 can oppose the demyelination present in some peripheral neuropathies. A range of drugs that acts on the central nervous system, such as drugs originally intended as antidepressant or anti-epileptic drugs, have been found to be useful in managing neuropathic pain. Commonly used treatment include using a tricyclic antidepressant, that is such as amitriptyline, and anti-epileptic therapies such as gabapentin or sodium valproate. Synthetic cannabinoids and inhaled cannabis are effective treatment for a range of neuropathic disorders. Pregabalin is an anticonvulsant drug used for neuropathic pain. It has also been found effective for general anxiety disorder. Actually, in our practice, we commonly use gabapentin, pregabalin, tricyclic antidepressant for this peripheral neuropathy. Duloxetine, serotonin non-epinephrine reuptake inhibitor is also being used to reduce the neuropathic pain. Actually, when the previous drugs do not show their actual effect, at that time we use duloxetine. There are some therapeutic modalities which can cause reduce the peripheral neuropathy. That is electrical nerve stimulation. That is TENS, transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation therapy may be effective and safe in the treatment of diabetic peripheral neuropathy. That's all for today. Stay blessed and thank you.